So, welcome back to another scene for the Sept of the Hearthsfire in Duluth, Minnesota. Duluth. It's a silly word. Where, in light of the recently deceased member of the Cleoths, it has been a point of note that the various Cleoths especially rallied at the beginning, moving in and volunteering, helping to tend the body, helping to spread the word, take care of things, as it were. They markedly have been the better part of the force in taking care of each other, taking care of him, taking care of family, and on and on. But it's been a while. It's been hours and hours. The body has lain to rest in the hut that is, well, dedicated to such things. I believe we called it the morning hut earlier. Because, yea, grief. But all the same, Charlotte has had a chance, in fact, has probably had several chances to stand in with the body, has spoken to a handful of people, and finally, amidst an abundance of tears, was led back to, well, Lynch Krause's pack house, where she came in and pretended to eat dinner and eventually passed out, but not as long as she or anyone else might have liked. As such, Charlotte has found herself awake. Unsurprising, really. Has very carefully picked her way out to avoid waking Damon. Very carefully picked her way out of the pack house, in fact, to avoid disturbing anyone else or gaining undue attention. And has just gone outside for a walk. Not something especially typical to glasswalkers, but in light of everything, she decided she needed the fresh air. So she's just kind of pacing aimlessly, maybe in the vague direction of the building where the body is being kept, but more to the point, with the cabin being so close to the lake, is just kind of pacing the lake's edge, not with any particular purpose, not with any particular conviction, just kind of aimlessly strolling down the edge of the lake, arms kind of crossed across her body and paying precious little attention, really, to her surroundings. Very withdrawn.
As Charlotte walks down the banks of the lakes, kind of walking the perimeter, so to say, she'll walk past Juno's pack house, pack name pending. Yeah, the lights, they're on inside. Just, you see the flicker of probably an oil lamp or something in there. Electricity is not fully wired up. As you walk past, you kind of, just a glancing look, you can't help but look. It's like walking past your friend's house, you always look. You turn away and carry on walking, walking. Till eventually, for cinematic sense, as Charlotte's walking by, she's being followed, not mischievously, more curiosity in sense. Eventually making herself known, standing by a tree, just appearing almost out of nowhere in front of Charlotte, leaning against one of the trees, a cigarette in the mouth. It's Juno. She's got her hands in her pockets, nothing more than a t-shirt actually covering the scars for once, jeans and boots. Without even looking up, you just hear the first thing. How long were you spending out here on your own?
And she hasn't been hard to follow. She hasn't seemed to notice. In fact, she hasn't. She's been thinking too loudly for that. But she'll glance up when Juno makes herself so apparent that she really can't be missed, especially with the glow from the cherry on the cigarette. And there's just kind of a glance up, and the stroll slows to a halt. Hey, Juno.
takes a drag on that cigarette. You see the end of it kind of flare up, brightening somewhat. So you see the kind of shadow of smoke coming out of her nose. Take it you're not doing all right.
She just kind of rolls her lips into that stiff little line, and it's pretty clear that she gives her head a shake. If nothing else, the moonlight, and she's blonde. You can kind of see it flicking as she confirms that suspicion.
Juno starts, pulls herself off the tree and takes a few steps towards her and holds out her hand.
She doesn't seem to be especially upset by the by the couple steps taken forward. In fact, she probably doesn't really pay too much mind. People have been hovering and checking on her the whole time. It's not something she's been especially resistant to. It'll be when she pauses holding out the hand that there's a glance up and maybe a slight knit of the brow, but just kind of the automated response of picking up a hand to offer in return.
Juno holds out a hand, more welcoming than threatening, if anything. You see the expression on her face, that, resting picture. It's not even there. There's no trace of it at all. It's just kind of this soft, pained expression that you can see in her eyes. Although it's not grief, so to say, but it's just a lot softer. There's no hardness there. She still offers the hand, more waiting for you to take it rather than her to take yours.
Yeah, it's a matter of like it just kind of wrote this is how you respond to this prompt. It's not a desperate cling to a lifeline. It's not tentative as if she's overthinking it. She just looks up, sees the hand, and just kind of numbly reaches out to put hers in it.
Juno pull out the cigarette with the other hand. You don't mind if we go inside, do you?
No, that's fine.
Do you want to smoke?
She, for once, kind of gives a sharp little bob of the head. Yeah.
And as they start walking up the bank, Juno kind of holding onto her hand, quite softly, in fact, rather than the iron vice grip you'd expect from her. She reaches in her back pocket, pulls out the pack of smokes, kind of pops one out and offers it to Charlotte as they're walking.
And yeah, she will take it, pop it in her lips, and probably just kind of autopilot hold out the hand again for the lighter.
She lights it.
Oh, that'll work.
She doesn't really say anything. She just kind of leads you towards her pack house. Eventually getting up, walking up those few steps onto the outcropped porch. You see the rocking chair on there. It's kind of newly acquired. She pulls out a pretty hefty old key, jams it in the lock, and you hear the twisting and turning of it. Well, eventually the door kind of swings open a bit. She, stands aside, lets you walk in to offer you to walk in first.
Yeah, again, it's very it's not quite zombie level, but it's definitely like moving on autopilot. She's not thinking twice about anything she's doing. She just follows the prompts. So yeah, the second that the door is open and Juno has made the gesture of stepping aside, she just trails in, pulling on the cigarette.
She'll close the door behind you. Inside, it's, you've been in here probably a few times. It's not fully furnished, it's still a bit bare. But you can definitely see there's like a few wall panels, holes cut in walls and stuff. You can actually see like wiring, things that weren't there before kind of appearing, brand new white sockets and such on the walls.
Madness.
And she just kind of walks through it the whole way now, ignoring the door to the left. It's obviously the living room, kind of back into the kitchen area, which you can see is pretty well lit. This, however, is fully furnished. It's done fairly well. It's quite nice. And she'll pull out a chair to one side as she walks around the table, kind of like, oh, you could sit here if you like.
And yeah, true to form, she just takes the seat because it's there and it's been offered. And she just sits down, and if she's focusing on anything, it's just on the cigarette, at least for the moment.
You see, Juno, she walks around the table, kind of looking at the cupboards on the side. She stops and turns around and puts both hands on the tables as she takes a drag at that cigarette. All right. You got a choice.
Hmm?
Real important choice now, Charlotte.
What?
Hot chocolate, coffee, tea, or beer?
Beer.
Beer? All right. She kind of strains herself up, pulls a cigarette out of her mouth, goes over to the fridge and just opens it up. You can see it's just literally beer.
The fridge literally is just beer.
Pretty much. You see, she's kind of just looking down, like, just grabs a bowl, pulls it out.
Is it even a variety of beers, or is it
Oh,
just
yeah.
a fuck ton of the same
Oh,
beer?
no. It's kind of, there is Corona, and then there is San Miguel. That is it. She, like, grabs one, cracks the bottle, shuts the fridge, like, kicking it back. You hear all the bottles go shing.
Do the rattle.
And she walks over, grabs the lime, cuts a wedge off, puts it in the top, puts it kind of very gently places it in front of you. So she starts boiling the kettle behind her.
For what it's worth, Charlotte finally seems to register something. She seems, at least very fleetingly, taken aback. There's a fucking lime in the bottle. For some reason, this is different than what she expected. So there is a moment of registering something that is current as opposed to running on autopilot while completely inside her own head. And she finally sits up a bit, properly takes in the surroundings a bit more, and yeah, kind of makes that token effort to squeeze the lime into the bottle and then just pushes it through the neck.
She kind of half smiles. The autopilot kind of goes off as Charlotte begins, thinking again, rather than just kind of that moping. As the kettle finally clicks off, she, to Charlotte's surprise, starts making a hot chocolate, and she goes the full route. Nice hot milk, chocolate, cocoa powder, marshmallows, and eventually turns around with a big kind of topped off whipped cream, squirty cream chocolate, hot chocolate with marshmallows and everything in it. It just sits down at the table. Completely uncharacteristic of what you could be expecting.
It really is. That is another thing that seems to register properly. And it's not that she pulls any kind of face, it's just there's that tiny knit of brow, like, "Buh?" But no comment per se.
So, Charlotte, do you know why I brought you in here?
No, not really. Probably to talk.
Yeah, I want to talk. And I think deep down you do as well. But last thing you're going to want to talk to is my hard ass out there.
Kind of shrugs faintly and then knits a brow, kind of processing the statement. Is it any different in here?
Yeah. Takes a sip of the ridiculous hot chocolate she's got. Full, like, cream mustache and everything.
Just gonna say it outright. There's so much cognitive dissonance going on with serious ass, cold eyed Juno having a fucking whipped cream mustache because she got too into that hot cocoa. So much cognitive dissonance. It on the bright side, it's jarring enough to keep her kind of engaged. Well, then, thank you.
Leaf clears his throat. He's been sitting in the corner on his stump the whole time, polishing brass. And he goes to the fridge. He doesn't say hi to you ladies, but he does go to the fridge and grab himself a beer, a Corona, and goes back to his stump and sits down, still not acknowledging anybody, and just, uses his hand, just, get that bottle off, the cap off. Just keeps polishing brass.
And in a sense that in here, anything that's said doesn't leave.
She leans back into the chair again, kind of heaving a non-committal sort of shrug. I'm fresh out of secrets anyways.
I'm not asking for secrets. I want to make sure you're doing all right.
And she puts on that really fake, cursory little smile and starts shaking her head, and her eyes start filling because she is not okay. She's not even close to okay. And she's not faking it with any sort of convincing way about her. Nope. Nope. You can actually hear her starting to kind of choke on it.
You know what the best thing is? I bet now you'd be expecting me to be all, you shouldn't show weakness, blah, 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 blah. It's not the right way, blah, 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 blah. She just kind of smiles, genuine smile. But it's okay not to be okay.
I hope so, because I'm really not okay.
I wouldn't expect you to be.
And she is dangerously at risk of overflowing. The eyes well up more, and she just kind of shakes her head. If I'd known that was the last time he was going to do it, I would have shaken his hand after he licked it. And she swigs down as much of the bottle as she can handle before the carbonation forces her to stop. Because she is not a pro drinker, and she does not chug like a champ.
Juno stands up, not abruptly, pretty slowly, in fact, kind of dragging the chair behind her rather than kicking it back with her legs. She reaches up in one of the cupboards, opens it, tries to reach. It's even tall, even for her. Just kind of tippy toes it. You see, she kind of grabs one of these, like a little L box, and kind of little yellow cardboard box. As she kind of tears the top off it and pulls one out. It's a box of tissues. She walks over and she puts it in the middle of the table between Charlotte and Juno and sits back down. Don't hold it back. Let it all out.
I'm really bad at holding it back. Yeah, she abandons the beer as opposed to the cigarette, seeing as that's still got a cherry on it. Yeah, she reaches almost immediately for the tissue and goes first to blow her nose because you can just hear that kind of congestion that makes your voice crack starting to build up. And goes ahead and lets tears start rolling down her cheeks while she's blowing her nose.
Quick question. Leaf,
Yeah.
how's that pack link, buddy?
Oh, um, I mean, part of the reason why you didn't notice Leaf at first is because he had cut you guys off.
Well, Juno. That's cool. So, as Charlotte kind of breaks down, starts pouring out, Juno, she just turns and looks at Leaf in the corner. That's Leaf in the corner. Just kind of half smiles at him.
Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm good. Just trying to keep us good with Raccoon.
I know. Doing a mighty fine job, Leaf. As Juno will actually stand up again, kind of walk over to Charlotte and just like hold on to her shoulder if she lets her and just be a post essentially for her to cry on.
Bless Charlotte's heart, she is many things, but uptight is not one of them in this particular moment. She will almost immediately respond as soon as, Juno is stood up next to her. She doesn't mind the hand on the shoulder at all. In fact, as soon as Juno has like kind of taken a point by her shoulder, she leans over, leans into her. And those poor tissues. Yeah, she just starts kind of leaking. And she doesn't have a lot of energy left. She has done a lot of crying. So it's more kind of hiccuping noises than anything else. But yeah, she has no holds, no holds barred. She just fucking lets it out.
Unfortunately, Leaf, you're my second. So I do worry.
Don't worry, told you I'm fine. Thanks.
I know you did. But I wouldn't be a good Radagar if I didn't keep asking questions now, would I?
Leaf abruptly stands up, avoiding Juno's eyes. I think I'm gonna go into town and get some whiskey. Let's call for some fucking whiskey.
Some in the drawer?
Well, wait, what kind? And so Leaf goes over and starts looking through the drawers.
What does he like?
So Leaf drinks what's cheap, so Jack Daniels.
Sweet. He opens the drawer. Kind of doesn't. Has to take him a few because there's quite a few drawers, but he finally finds one in there. Jack Daniels single barrel. The fancy kind of small square one. The nice little black bow on the top of it.
He looks at it, and there's just like and he'll take the bottle and drink from the bottle. Ugh. Do you ladies need some? And to clarify, he's just drank about a fifth of the bottle.
Oh no, buddy, that's all yours.
Sweet. Hey, I know you're, you know, Charlotte. Don't worry. Listen, all you need is about a fifth of this, and you'll be fine. Do you want some, Charlotte?
And normally she probably would say no, but let's face it, she's starting to kind of get to the part where she can breathe again, as opposed to like hiccuping or choking every other one. And she just puts the hand out.
So I don't assume, like, I'm gonna assume they don't have shot glasses in here because it's a new place. He
They
gives
do.
her, huh? They do?
Kitchen's fully furbished.
For what it's worth, she literally just holds her hand out in the direction of the bottle. She does not
Yeah,
seem to expect a glass.
All right. Well, even if they do have shot glasses, Leaf will ignore that and just give her the neck of the bottle.
Then yeah, she will take the bottle, and again, she is no practiced drinker per se. So she tips it back and like manages a gulp or two and then offers it back to him.
And he will take it and drink again, much less fervently this time, but he will drink, and he will go over to his stump and he will pick it up, and he stoops down, grabs it, and as he comes up, he and takes 3 or 4 more swallows, goes back over to the table, like moves a chair over, puts the stump down, and sits. Leaf is, tall. He's like over 6 foot, but because he's sitting on the stump, he looks very. It's almost comedic in its own way. Just because I am me sitting in this chair, but Leaf is sitting on this little stump, so he's like, and as he is here, he just puts the bottle,
And as he does that, and Charlotte's kind of regaining breath, so to say, if anything else, Juno kind of not dislodge, but gently just kind of rub her hair a bit. She not pushes her up, but kind of like yearns
Gives her the
off
cue.
a bit. And Juno reach over, grab the bottle, and as entertaining as this next roll is going to be, because I have to, she'll take a pretty hefty 2 gulps. Let's see if she can keep this up. She takes the gulps, and you can even see the strain in her shoulders, the muscles tensing up, and even in the neck. She puts it down. You can see she grits her teeth a bit. It's trying to come back up. It's forcing itself up, but it doesn't.
Juno, you did pretty good there, but if you're gonna go drink for drink with me, you're gonna have to, learn to hold down your liquor a lot more.
Oh, maybe before this. And she kind of just points to her stomach. I could have done it. Now, not a chance.
Okay.
I don't even think I have much of a liver left.
It didn't fucking grow back.
War wound.
Well, scars don't grow back, right?
Oh shit! Right.
She swigs out of the beer bottle this time because it's still there. She can't just leave it half full. Shit.
No, of course not. Oh, and actually, now that you mention it, you see a pile of about 6 or 7, empty beer cans and bottles, over where Leaf Stump originally was. By his pile of brass. and you know he's just sitting there, and you know he has to do one of these as he just has his hand, you know, just like, fucking Santos, man. Here's to you, buddy. And he'll pass it over to Cassie. Again, not Cassie. I'm sorry, Charlotte.
Yeah, she takes it with zero hesitation and does her best, like tipping the neck briefly up. Again, swigs back, and now I have to start rolling because she is the ultimate lightweight. And that is a bunch. But it's her second drink, and if she pukes on her second drink, I don't even know what to do with myself. So I'm gonna say she takes the swigs and kind of chokes, and has to like quickly pull the bottle away, like spits some of it into her hand just because she overdid it, and her throat and stomach said that was a terrible idea. So she does that thing where you kind of sputter and spit out like that last little bit of the drink. But, you know, at least sets the bottle sharply aside, grabbing a tissue, wiping her face off.
As Juno picks up the bottle again, kind of sticks it full arm, like outstretched. To Santos. Died honorably fighting the worm. And she'll take a big gulp again.
Oh, God.
Oh,
no. Oh, no.
And she takes it down. You see, she puts it heavy down on the table. You can see that strain in her neck, along with along the back muscles. She just kind of walks over, very, very almost pained, in fact, holding onto the stomach over to the sink, and she just hefts it all up, throw it up into that sink. You're pretty sure you can see blood coming out there as well.
Leaf will stand up, grab the bottle, and I'm actually going to go ahead and roll for this. If I'm gonna throw something, what do I roll?
Dex Athletics.
Cool. Oh yeah. So Leaf stands up and grabs the bottle and just turns around and throws it at the wall farthest from Juno, and it just, I mean, with 3 successes,
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say it just shatters, you know. And you know, so the action is it's just like, yeah, and you know, as it shatters, fuck. And Leaf will actually you know, storm outside and you know, like slam the door behind him and take a walk. He'll take a walk.
As Juno will continue to retch into the sink a bit, and eventually she'll straighten up her back, you know, cracking it as she does. You see Charlotte, even see her spitting out that last mouthful of blood and whiskey and vomit all in one. And she just wipes it on one of the nearby hand towels and just kind of heavily sits back down in that chair. Ah, fuck.
Charlotte has just kind of shrunk in the chair for that particular series of outbursts.
Don't mind him. He's under a lot of pressure and, well, he's an Aaron.
I know. He was there.
I know. I made sure they got the full story before I even tried speaking to people.
Got up to that asshole, you know that?
Hmm?
It just started digging. It was so fast.
I heard. died honorably, at least. He's a good man. Believe it or not, I actually respected him quite a bit.
He was a good man. He was a really good man. I keep thinking about it. I can't figure out why he just ran in. We had everything, well, mostly under control. I thought I did everything right.
You did what you could. I trust you in that. And I know for a fact you would have tried to get everybody out there alive if you could.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if he told you. I asked him to join my pack.
Yeah. Yeah. She kind of. The tiniest little grin gets out of her. We talked about it. I just haven't known where to go.
Well, let me say this then, Charlotte. She reaches over to the warm chocolate now, takes another swig of it, wipes off the mustache. You will always be welcome at this table. If you have no place to go, there's nowhere to go. You'll always have a seat here.
Thanks. And she actually kind of leans forward. The bottle's empty. The cigarette's long since dead. And she kind of, crunches forward to where, like, she's got her elbows on the table and not her face in her hands, but kind of that point where you bend down to where your hands are, like, racked back in your hair. I just can't figure out what I did wrong.
Don't blame yourself. Do you understand?
How can I not? I was leading.
Sometimes you do make mistakes. I know. I've made plenty. Sometimes you can make no mistakes. Sometimes the best things happen to the worst times. Sometimes the worst things happen at the best times. But we are all here for one and the same reason. But I'm not going to feed you that bullshit because you already know it.
Yeah, and it doesn't really help.
No. But you are here. She kind of points at the table. Because I care about you. Because I know what's ticking inside your head. And I've been through it. I'm not going to let it do what it did to me when it did to you.
And she kind of strays a glance at the door as the retching outside hopefully comes to an end. Couldn't have had that much in his stomach, right?
It was a lot really quickly, so I figured. I mean, because you might be tough as nails, but I mean, Anyway, so Leaf does come back in, and he just like looks over to the pile of shiny brass and staggers over to it. Fucking bandit ass raccoon. Grabs just grabs a handful and goes back outside. He didn't close the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes out, starts walking off toward the woods, and the whole way he's like mumbling, grumbling to himself, and it gets louder as he approaches the forest, so you can still hear him, and eventually it turns into shit talking raccoon, but he goes out there and then just yells, "Here you go, you furry little fuckers! Take the shiny shit! They're fucking babies!"
See, he's already improving.
Is that improving?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
See if I fucking care! I'm Leaf motherfucking Hanson!
He's enjoying
Now
himself.
the fucking worm has a fucking hobby, and you can't fucking do anything about it! Oh! Yeah! And keep in mind, this is like off in the distance.
Keep in mind, this is what?
This is off in the distance, something, because his dampening came
This
in.
is
And
off
so
in the distance, but it's at least that clear. I kind of cut out there, didn't I? Odd.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You're good.
Stop.
You're good.
Software dampening. You got loud, so your software went, no, let's turn that down.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, it's like, off in the, I mean, you can hear it inside the cabin at like, how far do you think the trees are cleared? 100 yards?
Probably.
I mean, we are wolves, but
I mean, we live in a park, so potentially not very far at all, really.
But
Yeah.
either way, Juno just kind of smiles to herself. Again, quite genuine. He's got to get it out somehow, and hey, shouting to Raccoon is always a good way.
If you say so.
Raccoon torments us, we gotta torment him back.
Oh,
Not in that way, please.
just kind of shrugs. I don't know.
Bet you I've expected a hard ass like me to be following like Fire Drake or something.
I don't know. I'm already learning about Sea Drake. Sage nod. She is definitely at least a little tips. It's a little bit too much of a lull in that nod. I don't even know what the other ones follow.
Neither do I.
Is that weird?
A little bit, but I mean, I'm sure you could always ask.
Yeah, probably. But they're gonna have their hands full with Zuri, so
Yeah.
I'll give them a minute.
Yeah.
And she rubs kind of lazily at an eye. I should have let him tag my car. I bet his busted up skateboard's still in my trunk.
Make sure you keep hold of it.
I'm gonna.
Just like I kept hold of these. She kind of reaches into her top and kind of pulls out the chain she's been wearing around her neck. You know, it's a pair of dog tags.
What was that?
Last thing my dad gave to me.
Oh.
Juno. Leaf is, in the doorway. His rant complete. Juno, I didn't know your dad was a fucking soldier. What branch you serve in?
I don't know. Fenrir's, I guess.
Juno, you're so fucking cute. I love you. Please don't ever change. Hey. Today, the worm made me hear your voice screaming. If I ping you on Packlink, you always ping back. Do you understand me?
Leaf, you're the one that turns it off.
Oh god, that's right. Alright,
So Leaf very firmly closes the door and walks right up to Juno and gets like really close. When I ping you, you ping back. Okay?
And she very softly, she lets go of the dog tags. They fall kind of onto her chest a bit. And she very softly just reaches up with her hand and touches the side of his face. I'm always listening. I'm always here.
And Leaf actually puts his, like puts his forehead right against hers. I'm not crying. I just got something in my fucking eye. Burr or something, man. I don't know.
Then just cutting onions. She proceeds to like just nudge the tissue box. Put it in his reach.
And Leaf backs up and, braces himself on the table and lowers himself on his stump and thanks.
It's okay. She like looks down at her pile of tissues. You got catching up to do. It's good. You're still manlier than me.
I mean, it's easy to be manly when you've got a cock and balls, but it's also hard because if you have a cock and balls, then you're supposed to be fucking macho or some shit. Honestly, when I was young, I fell into that so hard. I mean, it's partly why I'm so fucking uninteresting. What do I have going for me? I'll tell you what. I might be a nice guy, but I'm also a fucking dick. Listen, do yourself a favor, both of you. Don't get too fucking close to me, because if I end up having a bad day, I'm a manipulative little cunt. I don't want you guys getting fucking caught up when I decide that I'm having a bad day. Okay.
Mr. Juno
Solid
just kind of
phrase.
skirts around the seat round the table next to Leaf's stump. As you kind of wrap an arm around the top of his head, just kind of pull him in close to her, like kind of onto her lap a little bit. I know, but you're my dick, so. Kind of smiles at that.
That checks out.
Oh,
I think you're stuck with her.
Juno, you fucking remind me of Brett. Leaf immediately pulls away from Juno. I mean hard, like, like launches himself off his stump so hard, just
It's
and
all
like
right.
looks at her with abject horror. Just looks at her.
Raises an eyebrow. It's all right. Breathe.
And Leaf gets up and takes his stump and puts it back in the corner and faces away from you this time, but as he sits down on it and just kind of puts his head on the wall, just right in the corner, just on the wall, and just, you know,
Charlotte proceeds to ruin the moment by loudly blowing her nose.
Juno just kind of leans over the table. I'll be 1 minute.
It's just the most pliant little nod of acceptance like that. That makes sense.
She'll stand up, walk over to where Leaf is, and he'll feel her hands on his shoulders. Not hard, just kind of just there. It's like, I'm here. Leaf, what are you doing? Hmm? It's all right. Pack house, kitchen, Juno and Charlotte. Yeah? What you thinking, big guy?
Juno, there's some things I can't talk about.
Not asking you to talk about it.
Cool.
Just letting you know I'm here. Like always.
Thank you.
Never turn mine off. if you need me. Just kind of taps the top of his head.
Thanks, Juno.
And should there have been any concern of eavesdropping, it can be dismissed if only because there's the telltale, like, mass clinkety clink. The fridge opens and then shuts.
Mass clinkety clink.
You jar the fridge just enough to like pop the door open and everything just like so the mass clinking happens as the door opens and then again as the door closes. She probably finds a bottle opener somewhere, assuming it's not twist off caps. And yeah, the slight screech of a chair. She just puts herself right back at the table. These are definitely not the sounds of someone who is, like, keying in on your shit.
Don't need to tell me anything, Leaf. We all got our demons.
Hey, I will say this. I think that we should, I think that we should invite Charlotte into the pack. She's good. I mean, yeah, she's a fucking kid, but she's good. You hear me, Charlotte? I say you're good.
What? What? There's like the head kind of pops up. She does the whole like lean back to kind of peer over thing, like the.
Juno just kind of leans down to Leaf as he kind of bats off away. I think she's...
no, he doesn't bat Juno away. He bats.
No,
away.
this kind of bats the air, like yeah. She kind of leans down on the other side of it, like the opposite side of which Army used. I think she's older than me.
How old are you?
19.
Juno, you don't act 19.
Some of the shit I've been through, you gotta grow up quick.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll tell you about it one day. When you're little Karma.
Hey, Juno, I tell you what. When you tell me about your war, I'll tell you about mine. How about that?
Deal.
Thanks. Deal.
And she just kind of pats him on the shoulder. Kind of squeezes it pretty hard. And she'll make her way back over to the table, sit down next to the lukewarm chocolate.
Just slowly getting colder and colder with each mention.
She takes another sip, wipes off the very, very small mustache this time. More of a pencil stash.
Yeah, she will, especially if she comes over and gets a glance at Charlotte. Charlotte has gotten all up in her own head again. She is kind of zoned out. Though she does, she acknowledges that Juno exists. There's a glance as she sits herself down.
She's just looking at you. No coldness in the eyes, nothing, just Juno. It's weird. It's so weird.
It is.
It makes those photos that you saw in a wallet almost believable.
Almost. Almost. Pretty sure she doesn't know how to smile, though. No, she finally kind of. It takes her a second, but kind of starts sitting herself back up again, blinks a few times. You know, kind of scrubs at an eye with the heel of her hand. Thankfully, there's like half light in the cabin, so it is only so obvious that she has like rendered herself that just so attractive red and blotchy with the crying and keeping herself too worked up to get, the flush back out of her face.
See? Even my pack makes like you a lot.
She kind of blinks a time or two at that.
And it's not because I'm some kind of tyrant.
I did try to do everything right. It made sense. The tactics made sense. The strategy made sense. It should have worked.
My guess, it probably would have.
You just took off.
Just took off.
Yeah, not running away, you just ran in. And then that's when the screams. What was with the screams? She kind of perks up a bit, kind of looks over to Leaf even. He heard you, but I didn't. I heard Damon.
It's a tactic they use.
Those bears. They were fucked up.
Yeah. Last time I was stuck in a tent, wounded Maria and wounded Lily.
Uh, Cleansing. I think that's what did it. I'd, uh, I just cleansed, and they kind of had to keep a distance. It was like it burned them.
Smart move.
I didn't even know they were there when I did it. I thought maybe it would solve that weird spiral shit that was going on. I thought maybe since it moved to putting us at the center, cleansing would clear it up. And that was weird, but it wasn't the worst part, so didn't do a lot of good. Not for that. But yeah, the plan, most of it worked. Hey, Leaf. She kind of leans back in the chair again to peer over at him. You're fucking badass.
I learned how to be badass in the infantry.
I believe you. Infantry's heavy shit.
Not all the time, but it was for me.
Can be, though. Not really military family, but don't know, keep my finger on the pulse, sort of.
You know, 60th Infantry we never had a fucking catchphrase. Everyone else had something like, mess with the best, die like the rest. Nah, not us, man. We were just 60th Infantry.
Huh.
No catchphrase.
No catchphrase?
No motto. Just 60th Infantry.
No tattoos either? Kind of quirks a brow.
He does not see her cork a brow because, once again,
Yeah.
he's turned away from them. But maybe her voice gives it away, and he's like, nah, we copied everybody else's tattoos. We didn't have our own.
Oh,
A really old guy, higher up, working with us. I think he was a major. I talked with him one time. He told me 60th Infantry always gets sent into the worst shit. And that's why we didn't have a motto. We didn't have any tattoos. Because all our guys get killed before the tradition can happen.
it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Do you know what's really fucked up? I couldn't catch fucking Santos.
He moves so fast.
I don't know
That
where
other
he is.
motherfucker, though.
I don't know where he is now, but I guarantee you, he deserves to be in Valhalla. You know, the AC are dicks. Every last one of them. But still gotta fight them when the Jotuns show up. Fight with them when the Jotuns show up.
He just kind of reaches up, absently ruffling her own hair. I didn't ask about the homeland for them. I don't know.
I believe in Valhalla. Who knows where we actually go?
I've been there.
Oh, they're real.
That actually makes Leaf turn around. Juno, what?
She just nods. Saw the gates. When this happened, she kind of pulls up her shirt, revealing that horrific scarring. Probably a delusion, but I don't think so.
No, it can't be a delusion. When I turned, Fenris himself reached out from the gates of Valhalla all the way across the Bifrost and touched me right in my heart. And that woke me up.
You know what the worst thing was when I saw those gates? Is I saw him stood there waiting for me. My dad. But he wouldn't let me come with him. Not yet. I've still got a job to do. And he said he's going to wait for me until I finish it. So I bet he's already shaking hands with Santos now, sending him on his way into the Great Feast.
Oh yeah. I fucking bet. Man, you you got to see someone who actually wanted to be in Valhalla. Man, after I came back to myself, the the gates closed and I saw them close. And an ancestor of mine stepped out from Valhalla and I mean, an ancestor of mine literally came away from the great feast in order to, I don't know, man. He's weird. Sometimes he sometimes he tells me that the glory is mine and he wants to see it through. But then other times he tries to, I don't know, I guess possess me. Get more glory for himself. I guess he's trying to sit closer to Odin and Thor. But I mean, he's dead. The glory's mine, not his. He's
Glory's,
already had his glory.
glory's all yours, Leaf.
Shit, Juno. Do you want to know why you haven't died yet? Because you haven't earned enough glory to sit next to your dad. As soon as that happens, then the clock is gonna start ticking on your time. And shit, however much glory you gain, I gotta match that. Because in death, I want to make sure that you are right next to me.
Yeah, damn right.
Damn right. This conversation actually brings Leaf out of his slump, and he like slowly stands up and goes to the fridge. Massive clink, but he takes out 4 beers, cold, and brings them to the table, and just like like he doesn't even care if you guys are finished. He pops 3 of them open and puts one and takes the third for himself and sits in a regular chair, not his stump with his name carved on it.
And yeah, Charlotte has been quietly doing that thing where you take like the empty bottle and you tip it on the rim and just kind of spin it during the better part of the conversation, though she kind of glances up as the drink is plunked in front of her and gives, a little nod. The, hey, you did a nice thing, little nod. And yeah, just pulls it over.
Charlotte,
Hmm?
You are pretty good.
It was a good plan. It was
Hey,
a real good plan.
I want to thank you for introducing me to Santos, because he was a pretty good guy too. I'll probably never meet another. I'll probably never meet another.
She finally cracks a grin. Asshole?
Yeah, I'll never meet another asshole like him. And shit, I'll probably never meet another bone gnar like him. Man, I mean, I was told about bone gnars, but there aren't hardly any around here. Man, he was the good one, you know what I mean? I mean, from the way people speak about them, he was the good one.
Yeah, there's not a lot of us city folk around here.
I mean,
It's a
shit.
lot more down south, what I heard.
Yeah, I believe it.
Next. Uh, you know, it used to really trip everybody in our unit out when I would just pop open the and he shows you places where there are like bottle cap shaped scars just all around his right hand. Man, it would really trip everyone out when I would just grab a bottle cap with my bare hand and pop it off. But I mean, man, I've been like, I mean, like I say, I was a boring kid, right? All I did was train myself outside to join the army one day. Woohoo! So I had these nice thick calluses. Well, as it turned out, uh, they were so thick and my grip was so strong that I could pop bottle. I mean, to this day, I can still pop bottle caps off. So yeah, I mean, people would try that and they'd really fuck their hands up. But yeah, I mean, like, fuck, yeah, Leaf, the human bottle cap opener.
There are worse things to be good at.
I mean, yeah, shit. Oh my god, we had this guy. David Harkins. We called him Barf Bag. You want to know why?
Oh
Every
no.
time he got in a plane or a Humvee or anything, man, vomit everywhere. We ended up bringing and I mean, it didn't matter how many pills he took for like motion sickness. The guy would just lose breakfast, lunch, or dinner, like fourth meal, whatever was in his gut, even if it was just stomach acid and the lining of his stomach. Man, he'd lose it. Just oh my god, I was so grateful the first time we sat next to him, and see, I was 6 seats away from him when he just unleashed over himself and our fucking sergeant. Oh my god, he received the ass whooping of a lifetime. See, this was before. You could this was like still when you were allowed to be, have your ass beat, and because 9/11 was still fresh in everybody's mind. And man, he got the ass whooping of a lifetime for vomiting all over the sergeant. But man, 3 days before he was due to go back, got fucking capped by a sniper. I'm glad I didn't see it because apparently he did not die quick. Like his head exploded, right? But he was still alive. Like, I mean, it wasn't just twitching, I guess. It was like, I don't know. I'm just glad I didn't see that shit, man. But yeah, man.
Just a notable kind of grimace. Just looking down at the bottle again.
Barf Bag. He was actually a really fun guy to play cards with. He was a shark, all right? If he wasn't Barf Bag, then we'd probably call him Card Shark or something like that, because the dude was an absolute poker fiend, and he could beat you in poker, blackjack, Texas Hold'em. I mean, like, fucking Go Fish. The dude could beat you. It didn't matter what game you were playing. If it had cards, he'd beat you. But he wasn't any good at those trading card games. I mean, like, dude, we had nothing to do sometimes. So I got into nerdy ass. Charlotte, help me out. It's a game where
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, that. Yeah, Magic. Fucking Magic, dude. I always, I always liked the color green because it had a lot of like super powerful, beefy monsters, and it was pointed out to me that they are usually cheaper than other colors. It's like, oh fuck yeah, dude, I gotta throw in a bunch of monsters. Man, Barfbag was not good at fucking Magic, but he was a shark at anything else card related. I mean, just a shark, man. Like, no, man. Willis. Brian Willis. He was like, we literally called him Wizard. You want to know why? Because he was the best at Magic. He introduced it to us. He knew all the strategies, and none of us could ever beat him. My God. If it weren't for the fact that we had absolutely, literally nothing to do during the day or the night or any time, we wouldn't play with him because he was just, it ended up not being fun, right? You have a guy who just keeps winning and winning and winning, but because there's nothing to do, you just, oh my God. We did so much stuff just because there was nothing else to do. Like, like we would literally like go go to the little safe zone outside the base where civilian traders were allowed to come in, and we would pay people in like in like trade or in American dollars to fucking play soccer with us. Like every Saturday we would have something new from the quartermaster, right? He would like he and his guys would deliver new shit, and so we would just fucking trade what we could spare, and oh my God. So Wizard, right? Wizard always like I mean, look, he liked Magic. No, I'm sorry, he loved Magic, but his second thing that he liked, but he was really shit at, was soccer. And oh my God, like, I mean, he was so bad that a little 8-year-old kid who was playing one day, like, whooped his ass at soccer. Fucking, I don't know how this happened. This little 8-year-old kid, like, did some kind of soccer ball trick and tripped up Wizard. Wizard falls on, like, flat on his ass, just, oh, and it's just the most embarrassing fall you could ever have. Just winded for like a whole minute after he fell, and the rest of us are just all yelling at him. Oh, fall! Stop being a fucking pussy, Wizard! Get up, Wizard! You fucking pussy! I thought you were the Wizard, man. Come on, dude! Hey, untap your mana. Use your fucking powers. It's like, oh, he was so mad at us, but whatever.
Sounds like we played soccer.
Oh yeah, you're good at soccer.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Me, I mean, I'm somewhat good at soccer. I'm not. I mean, don't go telling people I'm anything like David Beckham, because I'm not. But I'm also not in Wizards category. No. Do you want to know who should have been a professional soccer player but wasn't? Harvey Weinstein. No relation to the famous Hollywood guy. Dude, Weinstein was a fucking pro footballer, dude. Soccer player, dude. Like he could do things with that soccer ball that only like he could do things with that soccer ball that those Iraqis were doing. Just, I mean, that's his level. And I mean, he was a really good running back for football too. I mean, shit. Like, because he played soccer so much, he was a really, really great runner. So, oh my God, there was one time our communications went down within the base, like for some fucking reason. It was just like a technical issue, like some rats or a stray cat or something were chewing on wires and like zapped themselves to death, like because they chewed on the wrong wire too deep and took out the whole system, right? So we were running, so command had him, just him, because he was so fast and had such staying power. They were having him run from the forward command post, which was about, I want to say, like 350 yards away from the command center, right? And just having him run messages back and forth between the guys out there and the actual command center, right? Because he was just so quick. I mean, like, he was the only reason why us Americans stood a fucking chance against those Iraqis, like. But then we had guys like Wizard.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Leaf, you need to give me a list of what you want in this house.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah.
Gonna get Felix and Freya to go hit up some stores. I'm gonna get my friend Chris to do some more wiring and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Your friend or your friend?
Just kind of looks at him with raised eyebrows.
Charlotte probably cracks a snark just because she said friend about 4 times.
You said friend about 4 times, so is it your friend or is it your friend?
You're kind of smiling to yourself as she takes a drink, like raises up the bottle to take a drink. Friend. Sips on drink. That's none of my business.
Okay. And Leaf shotguns another beer. Do you guys need some more fucking beer? Dude, I'm going through these. I've always been able to go through fucking beer. No, you're. Oh shit! I didn't even see Charlotte. You have. Yeah, you're good on beer. I'll get you another one anyway. Juno, you. Yeah, I'll get. Oh, ladies, let me take care of you. And Leaf stands up to go get some more beer.
Charlotte just looks vaguely bemused. Does not try to stop him in the least. Even though she's obviously just been nursing the hell out of this, and she's still got at least like 2/3 the bottle. Doing the like adult equivalent of playing with your food.
As Juno takes out of the sip, and you can see that's the look on her face, like, oh, that's hurting. That's hurting inside.
That's just bracing. So bracing.
She just kind of puts the bottle over. She kind of leans over the sink, like, it's coming. And just like the kind of bit of, like, the dribble kind of sick. Well, it's not really sick, but it's just kind of mucus. It just kind of dribbles out of her mouth. He just coughs it up a bit and spits it out. Yeah, really not doing well today. Just sits back down.
Yeah. Leaf actually, takes a look in the sink where Juno vomited, and turns on the cold and hot water and starts to use it and wipe away some of the extra flecks of blood where there are them. Just barehanded. They're part of they're pack mates. Why bother worrying about a little blood? And so he starts cleaning the sink. before he brings you guys all the beer. He has like 6 beers taken out, just waiting on, over to the side. They're just ready just to be. But he's cleaning.
Yeah, you knock up that list, Leaf, and I'll ask my guys to sort it.
You got it, Juno. You got it.
I need to get one off Gemma too.
Can you brain beam Gemma that she's a saint?
She already knows it.
Good. I'm pretty sure her shirt is ruined forever.
I don't think she'll mind.
No, she was a pretty good sport about it. She actually started bringing me back here before Maria and Damon came looking.
Yeah, she would.
Yeah.
Didn't take me long to get her to go to sleep, though.
I think she needed it.
Yeah, she did. She's a good girl.
Sorry, go ahead.
She's a good girl.
She is.
Good child of God.
Yeah.
Need something to balance out all the Fenrir in this house, don't we? That looks to Leaf.
I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
There is a lot of fucking blood on the ice testosterone in this fucking cabin. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Like, a lot. Like,
Look. Lucky we're not exactly that traditional.
yeah, I know. Everyone's surprised that, because I don't know. The impression I get, because I didn't grow up in the nation, the impression I get is that people kind of expect the rookie Arun to always want to be in charge. And I was a fucking soldier. And, Leaf, picks up all the beers. Because I was a fucking soldier. So, Uncle Sam does not teach his grunts how to lead. So I have no interest in being the leader. That is a lot of fucking shit to think about. Juno, I don't envy you, but goddamn will I fight to the death for you. And with that, he puts down, more beers and, one for himself while his pack mates, plural, are waiting to be done with theirs.
John's not in the back
Yet.
He's made a mental executive decision.
Leaf just says this is what's happening now. Yes.
I mean, he hasn't said it. He said he wants her in the pack. He hasn't.
True, but he's thinking like, yes, this is mine.
This is mine now.
Yes.
Just kind of leans back in that chair.
On Gemma's face. Do you see this? This is mine now. This is part of me. No, he doesn't do that. But anyway.
Come on, Leaf. I never asked you to die fighting for me.
You're right. I'm telling you I will. Also, I'll die fighting with you, and we'll storm Valhalla together.
That's more like it.
Those fucking old ass Norse biddies won't even know what the fuck hit them, man. Because goddamn it, we're look, we are Get Fenris, but we're also Americans. I doubt that they've had a proper reception, you know. Oh, I bet that I don't know.
Well, you're
I
damn
feel,
well
I feel
more
like I'm
American
taking
than
over
me.
our conversation. Sorry, ladies.
You're more American than me anyway.
Yeah,
Please,
Juno, we all know that you are more Viking than you are American, you know?
please, I literally reek of it.
Juno, you do. I mean, like when I first met you, I swore it was winter because I smelt the snow, and I swore there was a battle because I smelt the blood. And oh my god, when you're in the same room as me, it's hard to tell that I'm even there because you smell so much. I mean, it's a good smell, don't get me wrong, but man, I mean, like, in the realm of smell, you reek of that shit, dude.
It kind of looks to Charlotte, a half smirk as a raised eyebrow. See, he's just really charming, really.
Yeah, I could tell. He keeps trying to tell me I smell like funny stuff. I'm pretty sure I smell like my shampoo.
Oh, trust me, you do smell like your shampoo, but like underneath that
I
wet
mean,
concrete.
I'm a glass walker. We don't have a smell. Like
That's a
Bonars.
good thing.
City folks just don't have a smell. Not
Oh,
like
no.
that.
Oh, Nars have a smell.
Well, yeah, but
Oh yeah,
that's just
trash. But you know
personal
what?
choice. Natural
I hate to
aroma.
somber the mood again. I hate to somber the mood, but there was one Bone Gnar whose smell that I could handle. Here's the Santos. Fucking Santos. And
Juno
and
raises the beer as well.
clinks glasses with Juno.
Yep. There will be glass clinking.
Clink,
It's
clink.
practically autopiloted, but it happens.
And Leaf shotguns his beer. And to join the pile of glass on the far wall, Juno, I'll clean that up. Don't worry.
I feel
know.
like one of you is going to inevitably step on that. That is about the luck we're running with right now.
As Juno slams down the bottle pretty heftily and turns around to the cig straight away, hefting it back
Oh,
up.
God. Why do you keep drinking it if it keeps making that happen?
I'm never not gonna drink,
That's
especially to a
I'm
foreign
gonna
friend.
get some O'Doul's or something, man. You know, some near beer because I don't like it when you hurt Juno.
Oh no, this is great. That just throws up.
I can tell by the canid horking noises you make mid-sentence. Sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, totally.
I don't think Santos would be insulted if you raised a hot cocoa. I think he'd laugh his ass off. I'm just saying.
The only reason I can drink though is because it's on special order.
The helpless shrug. Was it? I mean, obviously, yeah, but have you tried, like, I don't know. Is it because it's city stuff? Is it just because it's alcohol?
Oh, it's because this doesn't work anymore. It just kind of points to her stomach.
Oh, it works for cocoa.
Barely. I still get the cramps.
Hey, if you shift up, I mean, wouldn't that like offset it or some shit?
Probably help with the pain.
Maybe.
The battle scars are kind of wonky.
I know. Is there nothing that we can do about that? Because
You can heal them within an hour of getting them and just not have one.
I'd rather keep it, to be honest.
Juno, you can have the one on the outside, but I don't want you throwing up every 5 seconds, dude.
Please,
That hurts me right here. It hurts me right here.
She just kind of turns around, showing the massive internal bruising on her kidney, like all the back right side of her back is bruised and black, kind of like broken capillaries across the skin and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one hurts like a bitch too, but
Juno, I have my own scars, but I mean, we're all good. Juno, I fucking love you, dude. You're great. Also, there were way too many Californians in my fucking unit because I picked up their accent for all the time I spent with them. Fucking lost my Minnesotan accent real quick.
I didn't even have an accent.
Well, yeah, but weren't you raised by the nation?
Yeah.
So there you go. How do you have a local accent if you're not technically a local?
Oh, I could have sounded Russian like my mom.
Oh, I didn't know your mom was Russian.
Details, but she sounds it. The accent.
Details. So your dad was Garu and your mom was kinfolk, yeah? Was she like? Well, wait. What was your mom like?
What is? She's like just kind of points towards one of the walls, like I don't know, 40, 50 meters in that direction.
Well, fuck. Let's go see your mom, dude. Moms always make you feel better, except for mine. Let's go.
It's like 5 a.m.
So she'll be happy to see her daughter. Let's go. Yeah, Leaf actively stands up and gets everything ready to go. Like,
oh, Felix and Freya are gonna love this. She just kind of stands up, like, yeah, this is what's happening now.
And he will actually, wait, Felix and Freya, me, and I'll probably drink a lot. Do we have like a basket or something? Let's fucking bring some beer over there.
Trust me, that fridge is full of beer.
Okay, sweet. Well, then we'll drink theirs. But and Leaf takes 2 beers. Peace offering. And completely not allowing anybody to be sad. Leaf will, if he has to, he will, pick Charlotte up and hold her to his side, carrying her to the next location as they. Yeah, I mean.
Admittedly, Charlotte will get up and kind of trail along, though. As they get outside, she will try to beg off, being like, "I should probably go back before Damon wakes up,"
No, you shouldn't. You're with us now. You're with us now, little missy.
What is? Okay.
You and in Old Norse, Leaf will repeat in a sing-song tone, "You are with us now, you are with us now, us now, you are with us now," in a very not at all a Norse tune, but he's singing it. Charlotte, I don't think, speaks Old Norse, so she wouldn't.
Nope.
And as Charlotte is being like dragged over Leaf's shoulder, she'll just see behind Juno kind of smirking. Yeah, those eyes a little bit colder. The brow a little bit more forward, but there's that smile's there. She just kind of winks at Charlotte as she's just like that face of dread being dragged off.
Charlotte's just like, but I have things and stuff and company and oh, okay, I'm going this way now. Like, eventually the feet leave the ground. She's going this way. It's happening. The fight is cursory at best.
And I think with that would be a good place to end this scene.